What is up, guys? I have a message for those who are my subscribers. If you're not my subscriber, if you're not one of my subscribers, then just ignore what I'm about to say. But if you guys saw last week's video, then you know that I'm not making weekly vlogs anymore. So what type of videos am I going to be making then? Well, this is the first episode in a new series that I'm calling Out of the Block. First, a little bit of background on why I started this series. Everyone deals with creative blocks. Most people know it as like writer's block, but it goes well beyond that, and all types of creators deal with it. So what I have done is compiled a list of things that have inspired me over the past month, and I'm just going to share it with you guys. And hopefully you'll be able to find some inspiration within this list. And before I get into this list, I want to let you guys know that this is not a review. This is just something that I use to get my ideas flowing. So the first thing on this list is an album, and it's Blonde by Frank Ocean. There are several reasons why I found this album to be inspirational, most of them being because I learned that it's never too late to switch things up. For instance, like in the songs Nikes, Skyline 2, or even Nights, if you listen to those songs, you'll notice that they start and they end in very different ways. This is something that's sort of unusual when it comes to R&B and contemporary albums. So the fact that Frank Ocean was willing to take a chance on doing something like that on his really hyped project is huge. Also, if you were to listen to Frank Ocean's previous projects like Nostalgia Ultra or Channel Orange, you would notice that Blonde sounds very, very different from these other albums. So this curveball that Frank Ocean decides to throw his fans when they're probably expecting one thing and they receive another is really, really risky. And it also taught me that it's okay sometimes to take risks because Blonde is really successful. The next thing that I want to talk about was Netflix's new TV show, Luke Cage.
Ooh. Yo, Amos.
What up?
Show the man what you famous for.
This show premiered on Netflix on September 30th, and I finished the entire thing in 2 days because I was so drawn into it. The show Luke Cage is centered around a guy named Carl Lucas who goes by the name of Luke Cage, and basically he's a superhero who cannot be hurt. And because Luke Cage is someone who cannot be hurt physically, the series is really driven through emotion. And this is where the show really resonates with me creatively because it shows that there are other ways to manipulate and alter characters than just hurting them physically. And it's a great departure from the Marvel movies or the DC movies that are out right now, because while those are all punch, punch, kick, kick, you really see the show dive into character development. It just goes to show that there are more ways to tell a story than through a bunch of action sequences. Like, don't get me wrong, the action in Luke Cage is great, but it's less than half the story, and it makes it so much better. Okay, so the last thing on this list isn't necessarily a creative project, but it's something that creators can use to express themselves. I'm talking about film cameras. A film camera is the exact opposite of this, which is a digital camera. A film camera, you may have used one in your lifetime. You probably bought like one of the cheap ones where you gotta like turn the dial and then take the picture. Yeah, that's a film camera. But what film cameras actually are cameras that capture pictures on strips of film using chemicals and light versus this that captures a digital image. There are several reasons why I find film cameras to be really, really cool and really inspirational. Sadly, I don't own one, but I think I'm going to buy one just because of how amazing I think they are. One of the reasons being because of how unforgiving film cameras are. Like, if you're shooting on a digital camera, all of your pictures and all of your videos get saved to this. While having your pictures save on this is nice because it means that you get to have as many tries as you want, film doesn't last forever. And what that means is that you have to constantly replace it all the time. So essentially, you can waste no shots. And that teaches you to take the best picture that you possibly can on the first try. Also, because most film cameras are 100% manually controlled, that means that there's no autofocus, no auto exposure, no auto correction, or anything like that. It means that 100% of the picture you take falls upon you. And this is nice because it slows you down as a photographer. It teaches you that you have to think of every single aspect and every single step of taking a picture before you press that shutter button. Alright guys, I'm sorry, I know this video is probably a lot shorter than you guys are normally used to, but I really found these things inspiring, so I want to continue this series, so I want you guys to comment below and tell me what you think. Also, let me know what you guys found inspiring, if you guys did find anything inspiring, in the comments below. Also, I'll be releasing a new episode of Out of the Block every single month, so I want you guys to comment below with any suggestions that you guys might have for next month's video. Alright, and with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Okay.